Hey everyone, I'm here with a quick story on the young man that is being accused of taking the life of the executive of a health insurance company. He is over there at the MDC Metropolitan Detention Center, same place Diddy is at, and he is came out and is thanking everyone for the overwhelming support, that he is receiving. Um, I'm shocked. So I'm trying to figure out how to approach this because it's a very sensitive topic. So this CEO, no matter what people think he did or didn't do, whether they think he denied claims or he was solely responsible for, not paying claims or denying claims or making the cost of things astronomical. I've never seen a company, even when the person owns it, if the company is public, that they can make decisions solo. But no matter what decisions any person makes in said company, to celebrate someone taking their life, I can't even begin to wrap my mind around that. I don't know how, in what world, two wrongs make a right. Um, and the CEO had children, a wife. Now, him and the wife was separated, but it doesn't matter. He has children. He had a mother. He had a brother, perhaps. He had sisters. He had family. He had cousins. He had friends. To unalive a person because you don't like what they're doing is just wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. And to it gives you the mindset of where this world is when people are actually celebrating what he's being accused of. Let me share a screen because it is shocking to me. Absolutely shocking. So, Luigi, thanks everyone for your support. It's overwhelming. He said, I'm overwhelmed and grateful for everyone who has written to share their stories and express their support. Powerfully, this support has transcended political, racial, and even class divisions as mail has flooded MDC from across the country and around the globe. While it is impossible for me to reply to most letters, please know that I read every one that I receive. Thank you again to everyone who took the time to write. I look forward to hearing more in the future. Luigi. So Luigi is making his first public comment since being arrested and charged in the Brian Thompson unaliving case, and he's taken a page from Justin Baldini's playbook. Luigi released a statement Friday on a new website dedicated to his defense. Luigi says, I'm overwhelmed by and grateful for everyone who has written to me, shared their stories, and expressed their support. Powerfully, the support has transcended political, racial, and even class divisions as mail has flooded MDC from across the country and around the globe. He continues, while it is impossible for me to reply to most letters, please note that I read every one that I receive. Thank you again to everyone who took the time to write. I look forward to hearing more in the future. Let's just take a listen.
We have a documentary tonight about Luigi Manigione, the mind of a killer. And we get into a lot here because a lot of people think this is about his gripe over healthcare. It's not. It is not that at all. Luigi Manigione was an obsessed man over corporate greed. Healthcare was just a symbol of that. But we have been, in doing this documentary, to Hawaii, San Francisco, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, Thailand, India. We have been all over the place, Germany.
And what we've discovered, going all those places, talking to people who had close contact with Luigi, as Harvey said, one, he's obsessed, but also I think as far as the criminal case is concerned, it is very clear that this was something he was thinking about and planning for several months, going back even before last summer.
We definitely 6 months before, and as early as March, because we interviewed two German guys who met up with Luigi in March in Thailand. They spent a week and a half with him, and they had some really interesting things to say about what he was doing and what he was obsessed with. Is there anything you can think of looking back that now kind of makes the light bulb go off on what he is alleged to have done?
From what we can say, like, he went to a shooting range in Thailand. That's something like we can tell. Like the day we went to the beach, he was at the shooting range before that.
He talked to you about a book by an author in India. Did he talk about that?
He told us like he financed the book and bought like 400 copies of it. And he told us like that he printed a copy of the book, made his annotations on the book, and met the guy in India. We obviously like was like, why are you buying 400 books? Who does that?
We like ask him how much he spent on it because like it's crazy, and he say he want to support this guy. He want to support this guy because he want to give him feedback, and this guy was getting in contact with him.
And he flew to India to meet this author?
Yes,
he did.
Yes.
Well, not only flew to India, but he went there to tell the author how he can make his book better. So there's an arrogance to that.
Yeah, that he would feel that he could make. That he was. Did he think he was going to go tell the author this, and then he changed the book? Regardless, it is very clear that he had a.
But by the way, we confirmed that. We talked to the author in India, and he confirmed that he met with him for an hour.
But the obsessive nature of that, to buy 400 copies of this, and we know that there's another book that he was also very in tune with.
And we talked to the author. We talked to the author about that book, and it's really interesting. But I got to say that based on the conversations, especially with friends, there is this real sense that Luigi, even though his veneer was privileged and good-looking guy and everything, and had all basically everything going for him, that beneath there was mental illness, and it's something that his mother said to me that it pretty much says it all.
What she said to the FBI.
Remember when the San Francisco PD got a picture of him as a missing person, long before the murder, and they looked at the wanted poster and they said, "Oh my God, these guys look the same." The San Francisco PD called the mother, his mother.
Or they called the FBI, right? And it was the FBI that called the mother?
I think it was San Francisco PD.
Okay.
And asked about this. Does it seem like your son? And her reaction was, well, it sounds like something my son might do. That says a lot.
Right.
That says a lot.
It does, but it sounds like there could be an insanity defense maybe that is in the offing for the way he'll defend himself. Look, it seems obvious now that he did commit this crime, and whether he can get off it maybe hinges on this insanity defense. But I think we're a long way from that, because you really have to prove that you can't appreciate the difference between right and wrong. And someone who's taken hold by an idea in some book and maybe writes some manifesto type things isn't necessarily insanity. Ted Kaczynski was this way. He obviously had some far out ideas. He's been convicted and sitting in federal prison since his crimes were unearthed, bombing several people over many years. So I'm not sure we'll get there with Luigi Manigione based on what I've seen.
I think he has a more fundamental problem with the insanity defense, although his lawyer even mentioned before she took on the case, that would probably be his best defense. The other problem is that you have to prove you don't know the difference between right and wrong. Then why did he hatch such an elaborate plan to escape? Usually people who don't think it's wrong don't go to the lengths he went to cover his tracks.
And also part in setting it up, like even when he got to New York using this fake ID, which we also discovered in putting together this documentary, he was using that fake ID
in June,
back in last summer during his travels. So it's going to be, I don't know how this case plays out.
Well,
but
the way the case could really play out is you get one juror who is supporting him, and there are a lot of people who are, and he or she gets snuck on the jury where they are not, their bias isn't revealed. You're not going to get a conviction.
Although that would be a mistrial, and you could see them never letting him go. They would try this case again and again. He would have to be fully acquitted to walk free. I don't think you would let someone who is able to convince one juror to hang the jury to let him free.
No, you're right. But at least in the federal case, remember the death penalty's on the table. So if he can keep stalling that, it won't happen.
Nio, San Francisco, California. Look, I have a favorite author too, but I am not going to buy 400 copies of their book. Like that's excessive. That's a stretch for me. Like, do I gift it to people? Do I put it inside my garage? That's wild. But as far as his followers, I don't think that this is going to stop them from rallying behind him. I think that he reached this new stratosphere that they don't care. Regardless of the evidence, they're going to stand behind him. Like right now, if he ran for president, they would probably vote for him.
By the way,
He'd
when
get
you watch
votes.
this documentary, that is exactly what you're going to see. By the way, it is on tonight at 8 o'clock, 7 Central on Fox.
Crazy. So Luigi is locked up at MDC Brooklyn, the notorious NYC jail that also is currently housing Diddy as he awaits trial in his murder case. Luigi's legal team says they created the website due to the extraordinary volume of inquiries and outpouring of support. His camp says the goal here is to provide answers to frequently asked questions, accurate information about his cases, and dispel misinformation. The intent is to share factual information regarding the unprecedented multiple prosecutions against him. He pled not guilty. And speaking of him being in the same place as Diddy, what's interesting is Diddy is hated by many. This man is supported by many. It's wild. Let's listen.
Charging with the crime of murder in the first degree and other related charges. How do you plead this indictment, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
You can have it. You can have it. Okay.
Can you take this? Can you take one picture too?
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know about that. So,
Can you take this? Okay. No worries. It's okay. I asked.
Wow. This website includes tabs for case updates. I just want to make sure that's paused. Attorney bio bio statements, frequently asked questions, donations, and contact information. Baldini's using a similar strategy. This is the Blake Lively and Justin Baldini's case and his legal war against Blake Lively, releasing information about the case on his own website. It's wild to me. Y'all got to let me know your thoughts. How is one man hated and it appears like he 99.9% did commit the crime? I mean, how's one man loved and is seems like 99.9% he did commit the crime, and another person is hated, and we just got a lot of speculations about the crimes he committed. It's very interesting. Y'all chat with me, I'll chat back. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video.